Welcome, everyone, to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm your host, Jason, and with me, as always, is James, our intermediate, and Zach, our industry professional. So today, we are going to be reviewing this Stag's Leap Cellars Fay Cabernet Sauvignon 2020 release. And as you can see, the bottle right here. Before we get into our score, Zach, you got anything you can tell us about this?
Yeah, I can read a little bit off the tech sheet for this particular wine. So the most notable thing about this particular Cabernet Sauvignon is that it is blended with 2% Cabernet Franc, so not quite 100% Cabernet Sauvignon, 100% State of Grown out of the Stag's Leap sub-AVA of the Napa Valley. Aged for 21 months and 85% in new French oak barrels, the rest of that being rested, having been used in the previous vintage. 100% stainless steel tank fermentation, 100% malolactic fermentation, so it allowed that to fully express itself. And there were only, on average, up here, 3,200 cases of this produced, so not a highly widespread wine.
All right, so that's a little bit about it. But what did we rate it? Drum roll, please. So this got a score of 81, but how did we come across that? So the way we rate our wines, whiskeys, and whatever we do is we break it up in 4 categories. We've got the nose, mouthfeel, flavor, and finally the finish. So what we'll do is we will blind test our bottle, and each one of us will write down a number up to 25 in each one of the 4 categories, individually scoring it, add those all up to get a number up to 100, and then we add our numbers together and average everything out for our final score. So now you know how we do it, but how did we actually come across the rating that we gave this? Well, let's start out by talking about the nose. So for the nose, guys, I have one word that I got, and knowing me, my nose may have misled me, but
Grape.
I thought it was cherries. I actually picked up cherries.
Ding, 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 ding.
And I gave it an 18 because it actually got a hit of cherries on it, and it was very pleasant smell. I enjoyed it. So I thought this was above average.
All right, jump to me.
It's all you, buddy.
Nose-wise, I gave it a 19. So I found peach. I think I get nose of peach. I hit it like 3 times, get some cheap peach. Other than that, grape. Grape and peach.
Grape and peach.
Yeah, grape and peach. Yep.
Peach. All right.
Where was that?
Hey, that's all right. There might have been some of that malolactic acid left over in the wine. I gave it a 23 on the nose with notes of oak, cassis, cherry, chocolate, plum, and leather. Props to you on getting that leather, man. That is a predominant actual
leather
nasal note. Or sorry,
cherry.
Yeah, actual nasal note of the particular sub-AVA.
Okay.
Stag's Leap Cellars are known for generally having a higher cherry concentration.
I can look for it. I won't admit it if I find it. But
which I like that. All right. So
think like those dark, heavy, black cherries.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Not a maraschino, but like
the currant or whatever they're called.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, something like that. Is that what it's called?
Mm-mm.
I can't.
It's not the same thing, but
I'm thinking dark cherry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Next,
we will talk about the mouthfeel.
Ooh.
James, why don't you start us off?
I gave it a 19. It's on the dry end, I think, a little bit alcohol strong. It's I think that's on mouth wise. I feel like it's just I get a little more proof out of it. I can definitely tell it's a little higher. 14 and a half?
14.8.
14.8, yeah, almost 15%. Yeah, That's what I got. Yeah.
Yep. I also gave it a 19, and I also felt it was nice and dry, and I like dry wines, and so I thought it was good.
So I think this is my first perfect score of this entire show. I gave it a 25 on mouthfeel. Silky tannins run the course of this mouthfeel, running the mouth generally the whole way to the palate. Long-lived are the tannins in this particular wine. It is dry, but more temperament and alcohol. Cabernet Sauvignon can go up to about 16 and a half if you really push it. Mm-hmm. So 14.8 is about average with where you're going to see the alcohol content in this particular wine. Yeah, no, this is exactly what I expect out of a high-end Napa Valley Cabernet, and this is the epitome of what I expect on the mouth.
Excellent. So that was mouthfeel, which brings us to flavor. All right, so I'm going to hop in on flavor because it's interesting you said tannic because I also had some notes on that when you said tannins. For flavor, I actually picked up a little bit like an earthy flavor as well as I felt tannic to me as I tasted it, like I could taste the tannins, if you will. And I gave it a 19 on that as well.
There you go. So I gave it a flavor score of 21. Very much matches the nose on here where I'm getting notes of oak, cassis, cherry. Less chocolate here as the palate's a little bit more fruit forward, but some of that earthiness I'm getting through or a little bit more forward leather. I thought about writing down mushroom, but I wasn't really positive on that, so I kind of excluded it here, but I said it, so maybe.
Flavor for me was a 17. I found it a little empty for my palate. Mild berries, like mild berry kind of angles, maybe a little bit. Definitely purpley grape, like purple grape sort of hit on it. Yeah, maybe tannic was to another kind of that kind of taste for me was
All right.
17.
So that brings us finally to the finish. Go ahead, James.
Finish. All right, nice. I felt this is where it went a little higher for me. I jumped up to an 18. Nice, fuller, filled flavor coverage. It touches my tongue all spots. It was a pleasant finish. It stuck with me a little bit. So I just couldn't give maybe the words to what was sticking there, but it was there. So maybe more experience would probably give me a little bit more knowledge on that. But yeah, the finish was more pleasurable.
And I agree with you on there. I actually I give it a 21 myself. I bumped it up a little more from my previous ones. I mean, almost dead on with what you said. I agree with everything you said. I didn't come up with it myself. The word I had for it was lingers.
Yeah, nice, fulfilled.
Yeah,
fulfilled flavor coverage.
I like how it
kind of put in words.
And it makes me want to sip.
Yeah, there's still, even coming back on, I maybe find a little bit of sweet stuff in there. It's probably where I saw the mild berry. There's some little mild berry, but generally,
the red fruit tends to develop a little bit more. It's going to oxidize.
Yeah, we're almost there.
As we warm up a little bit too.
What about you, Zach? What'd you give it?
So my finish score was 23. Like you all were saying, full bodied.
Mm-hmm.
The wine stays very strong throughout the palate as it begins to linger and whisper on out. You get a lot more of those red fruits that are going to stay with you through the course of the palate. This is a wine that I would honestly recommend with a tomahawk steak. Just get big, fat, honky bone-in piece of meat. You know, al gratin, some Brussels sprouts.
Making me hungry, man.
You know what we're doing.
Yeah. Making me hungry.
But this is something that, quite frankly, did really well here. My total score is 92, just so on camera at least.
I had a 77. And
I had a
73, wasn't it?
No, it's probably mine. 73 was mine. Mine's 73 total score.
So, you can see, we vary in our scores a little bit, but overall,
yeah, we all have different palates too. It's very fair. They just walking up to an average person, wants to buy this wine, doesn't know anything. If they knew they loved the wine, they're going to buy that wine.
Yeah.
But if you've never tried anything before, and you're like, I don't know what I might like, I kind of like, well, this guy, that person lines up with my flavoring kind of thing. Yeah.
So,
what about you have a price point on it?
So, roughly, this is going to cost you about $180. As the vintage gets older, it will continue to escalate in price and become a little bit more rare. I got stupid lucky though. I found this on clearance in the liquor store for $80. Wine clerk didn't know what they were doing, so I bought it.
Bingo! Into the refrigerator went, and today we drank it.
So if you see it for less than 180, apparently you're getting a deal. So I think it's this definitely goes up.
You like drier stuff. I kind of like a little bit wetter, a little sweeter sort of stuff. When it comes to wines, wise, and I find my wine, as I'm going down my wine experience, which is mostly in this podcast, it's kind of in that range. I don't buy any wines. I don't go anywhere and buy any wine. The only thing I have is what we have here, whatever I experience somebody gives me. So I don't go and buy it. But as I find what I would like, I would steer in, use this stuff to steer me into what I would buy.
I like the thought of that tomahawk steak with this right now.
Yeah, we got a little left there. I'm going to have another bit. I'm going to hit it again. Jump off my stool and get a little more.
All right, then. Any last notes, you guys?
Just talk to your wine clerk. Maybe they have a later vintage laying around, and maybe you can go ahead and strike up a deal by buying a couple of bottles. You never know what's going to happen. When you're buying premium wine like this, there are many good ways of doing it. Be forthcoming and try and get something that you're going to enjoy.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. A total score of an 81 for this wonderful Stag's Leap Cellars, the Fay, Napa Valley. Well, yeah, but I can also do that. Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon, 2020 Reserve. Whatever you're drinking, we hope you enjoy it. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.